My soul needed a savage friend, a weird daredevil, but do you mend? My life became a dead end. Big C got me on the wrong track. Fought the cancer in a cul-de-sac. Lean says bite back. On life's jacked racetrack we react, lacking the cool, but we lean and we loo.
Hi, this is Lou.
Hi, it's Lean.
You fixed my camera.
We are back with OneOKRock, and hi, I'm back. If you didn't miss me, I was gone and left Lou on her lonesome, and everything went wrong for her.
Well, everything went wrong for you more than me. So.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about technical issues.
Oh, technical issues. Okay.
You were having a bit of a mental breakdown in my house.
I was in my last one, in my IU video. We seem to be coming right slowly though. So we've Lean's working on a gaming browser that seems to be working well. So we're going to see how it looks today.
Yeah, hopefully it's improved the overall quality of the MVs and the music that you guys can hear. Because if not, we're running out of solutions.
We are, unless we go to a completely different streaming platform, which I don't think that makes much of a difference. But
no, it doesn't. Okay, so we're going to do Nobody's Home. This was requested by you guys multiple times on many previous videos. We have not looked at lyrics or anything. We only know that this is something to do with his dad, but we didn't really delve into the reasons why. So see if we can figure it out once we hear the song.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
Yay.
I'm excited. So OneOKRock. Right. One second, we better make sure we have not subtitles, lyrics in case it's in Japanese, because this is from like 11 years ago and I don't know how recent they started doing most of their songs in English.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, so we paused it there so that we could get the lyrics up because we realized that it's in Japanese and there's no subtitles, and you know, we're about this good at talking Japanese. So we've got the lyrics up. We don't want to ruin it by reading them first, so we're just going to flick back and forward as we're listening to the song and see if we can get the gist.
Yes.
If that makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. I've missed them.
Whoa! That electric guitar.
I'll tell you something. I can tell straight away this is a way old song, because even though Taka has even a good voice in, you can hear the difference. He's so much younger. Yeah. He's got less of a weathered voice. It just sounds like it's not to his ability of now.
Yeah. Totally. He's definitely, like, his voice has improved over the years, but it was perfection anyway to start with.
Back then it was just amazing. Now it's way beyond
amazing. I also love that they had audience interaction from the get-go. You can see the audience was all like, whoa, they knew exactly where to chant and what to do already in this, and it's only the beginning. And you know,
this
you can
is what 11 years. I'm not actually sure when they first. I mean, they obviously had to have been going a wee while long for this one to have the stadium full of people. Yeah. I'm not actually sure how long they've been like up and running.
No, neither do I. I'm not sure. So
somebody can tell us, when did they debut as OneOKRock? So by the time this song came out, how long had they been together, singing, doing shows, and getting their fandom together? Because to us, this is mega old, but this is still pretty impressive that they've got a stadium full.
Well, so I'm not sure how Japanese rock works if they do debut technically, but I would like to know what their first performance was.
Yeah.
If it was filmed, because we would love to watch that. That would be cool.
I would love to watch that.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Ready.
I'm excited. It's OneOKRock.
こだけはぬくもりや優しさが僕を包んでくれてた場所で
Wow.
けど僕は何度も裏切ってきたね I just say 心から I'm sorry
This feels very angsty. It feels very
It does feel angsty.
regretful.
It does.
He's
Feels very
living
angsty.
in that feeling of regret.
Yeah. You can see the way he's bending over and he's pushing all his emotion into the microphone.
Definitely. I'm going to look at the lyrics because now I feel like we're getting the vibe. So I want to know what the lyrics are.
Oh, the first two verses are so sad.
Okay, so for a little backstory, what I've read is that when he was a teenager, he had a falling out with his parents over his direction and his future in the music industry. He didn't want to be in music, and he ended up apparently falling out with his parents and leaving home. And now he's extremely I think they said his mum felt like disowning him, but his dad obviously must have kept that connection. I don't know if I'm wrong. That's just what I've read. So if I'm wrong, tell me. But then he obviously came home and made up with his parents, and he's got a really close relationship with his dad now. And I was told that this song is to his dad.
I feel like as well it's also about the trust that you have with a parent. Sometimes you doubt that trust and you doubt that like connection that you might have. I'm not talking about with toxic parents. I'm talking about with parents that are wanting good things for you, you know. And sometimes you run away from that. And you rebel against that when in fact, you know, they're really trying their hardest to try and like help you along your path, you know. So I feel like
Yeah.
this is a song about that more than having a relationship with maybe a toxic parent. This is more of a relationship
Yeah.
of like misunderstanding each other.
I feel like this is very reminiscent of most teens going through that era of thinking they know better than their parents and not understanding it comes from a place of love. When they're trying
Yeah.
to guide you, when they can see what's best for you, you rebel and you don't want them telling you what to do. You think you
Yeah.
know your own mind better, but you don't realize till you're older and looking back that you were just young and immature and that your parents were probably right.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel like this is a reflective song of growing past that era and being like, you know what, I was a stupid kid.
Yeah, exactly. I also feel like at the very end he says, I love you from the bottom of my heart, thank you. So I like that it's like a full circle of like the falling out and the rebelling and then the coming back and reconciliation, you know, which is a good thing.
I also like the fact that it's so obvious that Taka writes from the heart what he knows.
Yeah,
I mean, he
exactly.
wrote a song to his dad about
Yeah.
stuff that happened when he was a teen.
Yeah.
I like that he lets you have those little insights to the real him. Like, there's nothing fake about this. It's like a genuine song from the heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
I like it.
Re-
Yeah.
ready?
気づいたよ Nobody saw me here Nobody saw me here 何もかも捨てて飛び出したあの日思い出せば僕の背中をあの時も強く押してくれてたんだね
Wow.
気づけばバラバラになってたんだ
Even then, they had found their sound.
Yeah.
Because you would never know this was 11 years ago. This sounds very like current OneOKRock.
They definitely, and I think that's the sign of a successful artist is they're just unique and it's like a fingerprint, you
Yeah.
know, no matter
And
how
they've
much they
stuck to
explore.
it. They
Yeah.
haven't done what some artists do and went through, like Madonna went through a roller coaster of genres trying to find evolving and changing and roundabout and coming back. They kind of seem to have stayed true to their style, their sound, even though they've done covers and like some ballads and stuff. You always know it's them. It's their style throughout.
Yeah, totally. You can feel it. I also like they all look so young. I've been like staring at them there.
I was been staring and thinking, I'm glad you changed your style, Tyler. Not a fan. Not a fan. You look so much better nowadays. Okay, ready?
Ready.
することもでき ただ悔しくて求めてた親の夢欲しかった僕の夢交わることはなかった現実けど今言えることがあるの離れても揺るがないのはある Nobody's on me yeah Nobody's on me yeah たとえ勝った
I just love when he goes into that raspy, grungy way of singing.
Yeah,
Like coming from his toes.
it is. And you can see how emotional the song is for him. You can see he's pouring every ounce of his soul into it. It's beautiful.
He does that with every song anyway. But yeah, I'm
He does.
getting that this is like just a wee bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
He's just so talented.
He is.
形が崩れてなくなってもいつか
Oh. Yeah.
Judging by the sweat on all of them, I think this is quite late into this performance. Many songs. He looks knackered.
He does. And then you can see he's emotionally knackered. He was like, oh my God.
So
Everything.
when we said we wondered how he would get through songs and not look physically bleh, we've just witnessed he does actually, by the times it's nearing the end of this concert, he's put his all in, that he is like, "Ugh." And he was in his 20s there, at the,
Yeah.
like the prime of hyper energy. So he is human after all.
I feel like he might have learned to pace himself and train himself better over the years as well, maybe.
Probably.
Because probably as you get older, it gets more difficult. So you have no choice. You have to train and pace yourself, you know.
We get
so-
lazier too. We're
Yeah.
like, instead of dancing like a lunatic over this stage, I'm just going to meander across and wiggle a little. That feels more me.
Although I've never caught him doing that.
No, he does splits in midair and everything, even now. So
I know. He still does a full-on aerobics workout for every song.
he's probably the
So-
most fit, 35? Is 35-year-old?
Yeah.
I think he's 35. I think he's probably the most fit 35-year-old I've known. Like, that I've ever seen doing splits in midair.
Oh.
They're all looking very young. I noticed that Ryota is looking extremely youthful, and I've seen Toru walking up and down behind.
Mm.
That's one who doesn't really change, though. I've noticed Toru doesn't seem to change his
I
style
noticed
or his
that
hair
too.
that much. He kind of sees Ryota, not so much either. His hair looks like it's still the exact same as it is now.
Mm.
I think Taka's the only one that goes through that change of major image.
Yeah, I think so.
Right, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anybody's home. Yeah.
Wow.
Nobody's on me, yeah. Nobody's on me, yeah. It's got必ず超えて必ず僕の見せたい景色を見せるから Nobody's on me, yeah. Nobody's on me, yeah. 心からお前ら愛してるぞ
Wow. Pause. I
That's
just
a good pause. Not the most flattering pause ever.
I miss rock concerts. I miss standing in the audience. I can just feel that energy right there. It's so palpable, you know.
See,
And-
you're thinking I miss rock concerts, and I was sitting there thinking I would have been so intimidated to meet them as someone in the music biz. They're just so honed that at that
Yeah.
I'd have met them in that era and being someone else in the business, I wouldn't have want to have met them. They're just too I'd have been too I would have been intimidated because they feel like real musicians.
That's so funny. They are extremely talented, exceptionally talented. And his voice is so pure. He can just let it go. He can turn it from raspy to angelic in a
He
heartbeat.
can. He had a wee Alanis Morissette moment there.
I know.
And then he went straight into like scream rock, and I was like, he has skill.
He does.
But that is not a flattering pause. We should move along.
Oh, so wow, they're so talented.
He looks about dead on his feet.
He does.
Oh, I
Record.
think that must have been the end of that concert because they look like they're done in. And this is like, yes, we're finished.
They look so happy though. Like you can just see their love that they have for their fans. They just enjoy it, you know.
We didn't cut it off. It was. What's going on? Okay, that was weird. It was the actual end. I liked it. You got a sense of feeling of the regret before we really knew what the song was about. You got that it was an emotional song, even though it was a more angry rock sounding. But once you actually knew the lyrics, it wasn't angry rock, it was regret rock.
Yeah.
Of which there is a fine line.
I also got the sense that it's a well-loved song by the fans. Like it reminds me in a way of Microcosmos by BTS, which is a song that the fans know comes at a certain time of the concert and they're going to have a certain vibe to it. And it kind of reminds me of that aspect of like, okay, this song's going to come now and this is what it means to him and this is what it means to us. And, you know, we're all going to be supportive and rock through it together. So
I guess in a way though, that song is important to the fans because it's a admittance that he wouldn't have been there. He wouldn't have been in One OK Rock. He wouldn't have been in the music industry if it wasn't for the guidance of his parents and him coming to realization, actually, you know what, you're right, I want to come home again. So that song symbolizes the possibility that Taka would never have been in One OK Rock. It's kind of the symbol of, look, I came back, I'm here, this is my song. Like, so maybe it's a song that they ended their shows with back then. Maybe it was like a signal to like the end of the night, like a here I am, I made it, I'm here kind of symbol.
I also think it's a cultural song in a way, in the sense that like in some cultures, the father of the house, the head of the family, there's always sometimes a disconnect between them and especially the kids.
Well, in Asian culture, I'm part Asian, parents are the law. They decide your future, your path, and you're kind of raised to their word is law. It's unusual to go against what culturally you're told you're supposed to obey, you're supposed to make them proud, you're supposed to do what they want. So I'm guessing in Japan it's kind of a similar thing where the parents' words are laws. So if his parents had set like a path and he rebelled against it, it definitely was a kickback at like the social expectations.
It is, and I think that's why it connects to the audience so well in this, you know, in this clip that we've seen, is that a lot of people can sympathize and relate to that in so many different ways, you know. So
I grew up in the Asian community, and you would not believe how normal it is to your parents are law, but then Western folk don't understand the importance of that in the cultures. They don't understand why your parents say do this and you do it. Like, it's not just that you respect and love your parents, it's ingrained in you. So it does feel like this is across. It's an emotional song for Taga, but it also is like a kind of nod towards the whole culture of your parents' word is law.
Yeah, and I kind of like I had really good, humble parents that allowed me in lots of ways to do what I wanted. But there was a phase where I went through where I wanted to do art, and my mom wanted me to do accountancy. And I was like, "You're speaking to the wrong person. I do not do mathematics." And she pushed me into it, and yeah, it was dismal. And I had loads of extra lessons, which never helped. And so she realized the error of her ways, like 2 years into high school, and she was like, "We made a mistake."
See, I had a mum who, because she had a very, what mum says is law, she tried not to raise her kids that way. And I feel like my mum is a free spirit trapped inside somebody that still tries to adhere to traditional values. So she kind of put that on to me as her oldest daughter. I became the free spirit that she couldn't be. So she never kind of held me back or tried to put blinkers on me or tried to guide what I wanted to do. And I also have to admit, I am the most stubborn of all her children. So good luck with telling me what to do. And she learned that quite when I was quite young, that there was no way. Just let Leanne do what she wants to do. Just leave her.
Exactly. That was cool. I enjoyed that. That was really cool. It was nice to see a song that really is very emotive and deep and means a lot to both the fans and to One OK Rock, and they were still really connecting well with the fans, even though he was working through an emotional song. So,
I
but
did expect it to be more of a somber ballad type, going by the comments that were left for us that we should listen to. I wasn't expecting it to be more of a rock out.
yeah,
Up.
it was definitely rock out. That's for sure.
That
So.
was a rock out. So I like it more now because I was kind of unsure if we were going to like it all that much, if it was a very emotive ballad and slow and tearful. That's more your kind of music. Whereas I'm like, no, hell no, it's a kick-ass rock out. It's like an upbeat because he's already resolved those issues with his family. It was more of a thank you and I love you. Let's
Yeah,
put the past to bed, which I totally am
exactly.
all for.
Exactly. So we loved that. Thank you, guys.
We
Thank you so
did.
much.
Yes.
That was really cool. And yeah, stay tuned for our next One OK Rock song coming up soon.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
You did a good job, Leanie.
Please don't.
Hey, fan bears. So fluffy.
What
so
is
cute.
actually wrong
You
with
ready?
you? You're
Dance
such a
dance.
freak.
Dance dance.
System failure.
Lean, 사랑해.
Ew.